Hi, I'm Callie and welcome to Kapowski Reads and happy Vlogmas. Although I am filming this before December because I will be away on the 1st of December, so it's currently the end of November. And yes, I still have a Christmas decoration up because I put my decorations up like 2 weeks ago. I regret nothing. It might have been earlier than that. I don't remember, but they've been up for a while and I'm very okay with this. So I'm filming this early because I'm going off to my hometown to visit my parents, and I'm going back home for the first time since 2019 because I went back in November that year and then a lot of stuff happened in March of 2020, so I haven't been able to go back down since. So I am so excited, but I'm also excited about my December reading plans. I had a thought, and my thought was I could either spend December trying to finish off my 2022 reading goals because I had my 22 books I wanted to read, and then I set up a whole bunch of other goals as well. So I currently have 23 books left to read in order to meet those goals, and one of those books is over 1,000 pages. And a lot of them are over 500 pages, or about 500. So I thought that that was an option, or I could just do something a bit more fun and not end the year being stressed about trying to reach a goal that I set for myself, because I'm kind of okay if I don't meet my reading goals for this year. I'm fine with that. Any books that I don't read in 2022, I can just roll over to next year, and you know, maybe I don't want to read those books anymore, and that's okay as well. So we've got different plans for December, and back in June it was my birthday month. Not that I celebrated for the whole month, I didn't, just celebrated for 1 week like a princess that I felt like I was. I did a birthday bingo board and it was so much fun. So I have decided to do a December TBR bingo board based on Christmas films, which are my favorite thing about December. I will start watching Christmas films from the 1st of December until the 31st, maybe a little bit longer, because there are some that I don't get them done in time, and I just love them. I love them so much. My favorite Christmas films are the ones that are terrible. They will star someone who was famous in the 90s or 80s and haven't been seen since, and you've got somebody who comes from a big city and goes to the country, meets someone who makes sledges or runs like a Christmas tree farm, and then starts wearing knitwear and learns the true meaning of Christmas, and they fall in love. That is what I want from every single Christmas film. 90% of my favourite Christmas films follow that exact plot. And there will also be like a scene where they have like a snowball fight or bake or something, and there'll be an older character who sort of sips hot chocolate with like a knowing smile. That is what I love about Christmas. But I thought, let's look at the other 10% of my favourite Christmas films for inspiration here, because otherwise my board would just be read a very predictable romance, and that doesn't seem like that would be setting me up for a great month of reading. So I've looked at the other Christmas films I love, and my board is up here. And if anybody wants the board, it will be on my Instagram page. The link to that will be in the description of the video. But let's talk about the board. So I am in camp Die Hard is a Christmas film. I know some people disagree, and that's cool, but the whole story takes place during a Christmas party. So I'm going with it being a Christmas film. And the book prompt for this option is a heist. The reason for that is because, like this prompt and for a few other prompts, there are specific books I want to read. And I have a book that is about a heist, which is The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp, which I think is about a heist. The blurb actually includes the word bank heist, so I'm going with this including a heist. I'm going to read this, gonna watch Die Hard, and have a great time. For the Santa Claus, and I'm so excited about the new Santa Claus film. I don't know if it's out yet. I don't really pay attention to when films come out, but I'm so excited about it. Actually, it might not be a film. I think it's a series with 2 episodes. But my hope is that Bernard becomes Santa. Just that's what I'm dreaming of. And I would also really love to taste Judy's hot chocolate. Anything that's had that much care and attention go into it, I'm in support of. It's bound to be delicious. So I love that film so much. But this prompt is for a seasonal favourite. And the seasonal favourite that I'm going to choose for this prompt, it may change between now and me actually doing the prompt, and that is Hogfather by Terry Pratchett, which I only read for the first time last year, and I absolutely loved it. And it's basically Death becomes Santa. It's fantastic. For fantasy, I'm not 100% sure what book I'm going to go with, but I am thinking I would love to read The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik and finish off that trilogy. And sort of, while I might not have achieved all of my goals, I've achieved 1 viewer active series, which totally counts as a win. The book is up here above me under a pile of other books, and I did try and pull it out, but then I threatened to have a whole pile of books land on my head. So I'm going to pop a picture of it up somewhere and it will be there. So that's the 3rd book in the Scholomance series, which is about a magical school that is kind of trying to destroy the students. And book 2 ended, book 2 ended in such a cliffhanger. I really need to know what happens next. And the film for fantasy, sorry, I forgot to say that, was Nutcracker and the Four Realms, because I love this film. It is a film adaptation of my favourite ballet, which does imply I have multiple favourite ballets. And I don't. Swan Lake and the Nutcracker, that's it. Those are the only ballets that I believe I've ever seen. And I love them both, so I'm sure I would love other ballets, but this is my Nutcracker prompt. I am also a sucker for a Nutcracker Christmas decoration. I have to be pulled away from them. I want them. My ideal home would just have like a stand of nutcrackers. The creepier the better. Yeah. The next prompt is Love Actually, which I will admit, everyone in that film is awful. Maybe not everyone. A lot of the people in that film are awful. And the message of that film, again, not good. But it just makes me feel so Christmassy. It's so nostalgic, and I'll watch it and I'll get angry and, you know, roll my eyes, but I will also just feel some Christmas joy. So this book prompt is for multiple POV, multiple points of view. And I don't have a book yet that meets those criteria. I do, but I don't know which one. I'll just have to have a little flick through some books to see, does it include multiple points of view? Because often you don't know in advance until you go in. The next prompt is A Muppet Christmas Carol, which I just love. I love any Christmas Carol adaptation, any of them. But Muppets, Michael Caine singing, I'm in. I will also sob hysterically at Tiny Tim. Nothing has to be happening to Tiny Tim. I'll just cry because he's tiny and adorable and I love him. This prompt is puppets or a free space. And I know puppets are an odd choice, but the reason for that is I have a book about puppets that I really want to read. And that book is The Shadow Glass by Josh Winning, which has the most glorious cover. I love this cover, but it just sounds so interesting. And it is about a man who inherits his father's stuff. His father was a director and made some films that included puppets. The protagonist inherits them all and they start talking. And it kind of goes from there. And that sounds like it's going to be just so interesting and creepy and just fun. And I want that. And then we have Elf I love Elf, and I love all of these. Elf is a book with a map. So I am going with The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. And this has a map. So totally counts. And I read The Ballad of Broken Hearts. Almost forgot about that. Is that even what the title was called? Yeah. Yeah. I read that a few months ago and I just loved it. I fell in love with it. And I've been meaning to read the Caraval series as well. And read this, which I pre-ordered. But time got away from me. So I really want to read this before the year is over. So that's a goal. And the next prompt is Home Alone, which is a crime books. I'm a huge fan of murder mysteries, and December for me, I want to read a murder mystery and I want to read my favourites. And I have two favourite Poirots that I do like to read once a year, and they are Hercule Poirot Christmas, which involves Poirot going to the vast stately home of a very unpleasant diamond mine owner, very unpleasant man, who is then found dead, and Poirot has to investigate. And there's a whole gaggle of characters, and it's just such a fun story. I also love to read The Adventure of the Christmas Pudding, which is a short story collection of very Christmassy Poirot stories, and I just really love it. I look forward to reading this every year, so I'm very excited about those. But I do have another crime book I want to read in December, and that is Agatha Christie Midwinter Murders. My mum bought me this book for Christmas last year, and I didn't have time to read it before the end of December. And even though winter lasts up until February, I just felt like this was a December read. So I put it to the side. I didn't. I put it on my shelf to be read in December. So that's the goal, is I'm going to get through this one. I then have Scrooged. I love that film. I love all of these films, but I really love Scrooged. And that prompt is for paranormal, and it wouldn't be a December TBR for me without A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This book is basically the format for most of my favourite Christmas films that are not terrible, predictable romances. I love A Christmas Carol. I look forward to reading this again every year. So I actually have this gorgeous copy, which I don't think I've read this copy yet. I usually read my little paperback or an audiobook. I have one that is read by Richard E. Grant, Hugh Grant, one of them, and it's fantastic. I think it's Richard E. Grant. Then my last prompt is White Christmas, which is just a film about waiting for snow. There's more to it than that, but it just feels like they keep just waiting for the snow. So I had to go for a book that features snow on the cover. It just felt appropriate. And I don't know exactly what book I'm going to choose for this prompt, but I'm definitely going to find something in my TBR, because I know I've got a whole bunch of Christmassy romances, of books set at Christmas. I've got some thrillers set during snow times, so I know I'm going to find something. And I just think that this TBR is kind of setting me up for as enjoyable a month and a sort of a relaxed month too, because that's kind of what December is about. I do not subscribe to getting extra stressed at December. I'm stressed the whole year through, so I would like to just have a relaxing month. I'm also going to be doing Vlogmas, which is why I said happy Vlogmas at the beginning. And I'm going to be posting extra videos on a Tuesday and Thursday in addition to my existing Sunday. That's just for December, because I just thought it would be fun, a fun way to sort of celebrate my love of December. I've always loved Christmas because it's always been the one time of year that I've known I could see my family and spend time with the people I care about. That's pretty much it. I'm giddy about December. I'm so excited. I do have a few other books I really want to get through in December, which are books that I have either pre-ordered that come out in December, or I've put them aside for December. So I have 2 pre-orders that are out in, I think, the 2nd and 9th of December. Those dates could be wrong because they could be. And they are both by Nikki Bell. They are romantic novellas set in Scotland with a police protagonist. I know the first book has a female detective, and I'm not too sure about the second one, but I'm kind of hoping the same. And the first book is Raising the Alarm, and the second book is Right to Remain Silent. So I'm very excited about those. I have read a non-fiction book by this author before, so I'm really excited to see how I got on with their fiction. And I have another book, again, Scottish author, that I've put aside especially for December. And it's The Edinburgh Skating Club by Michelle Sloan, which is about a dare. A woman is dared by her friend to masquerade as a man in order to enter the very elusive men's skating club in Edinburgh. Oh! On the blurb, it does actually say that there's that, but also in the present, art historian Claire Sharp receives a mysterious request to settle once and for all the true provenance of the iconic painting The Skating Minister. Multiple POVs. Yes. I did it. I knew I would find something. So I'm very excited about this. And this is now officially on the TBR. It was already on the TBR that was like in my heart, but it's now on the TBR that is a pile of books next to me. I'd love to know your reading plans for December. I'm so excited. This TBR is massive. Let's see how I get on with that. I feel like I maybe have time to get through all of these, but who knows? And if I don't, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I fail, but I would like to succeed. So let me know your reading plans in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.